Guys, welcome back to Coding Stuff, and in this video we'll see how we can upload images to Cloud Firebase storage, and we'll add their URLs to Cloud Firestore database, and we'll also see how we can retrieve those uploaded images in Kotlin. So first thing that you need to do, you need to create one project, as I have already created one project, and then you need to connect your app to Firebase. So I'll click on this Firebase from the tools, and I have already created one project in Firebase. So I guess you already know that how to create Firebase project. In case you don't know, you can just check out my video from Firebase playlist. So yeah, so we'll be requiring this Cloud Firestore. I'll click on this. I'll click on get started. Then I'll click on connect to Firebase. We need to build our project once. So as it is built, now I'll click on connect to Firebase, and this will open Google Chrome. I'll select this image uploader, and it will connect our app to this image uploader project. Click on the connect. Yeah, it is done. Now I'll refresh this, and as you can see, this project has been already added here. So I have enabled this Firebase database, as you can see. So in order to activate this or create a Firestore database, what you need to do, you need to click on this build and select the Firestore database. So I'll show you how to do that with storage. So I'll click on the storage, as you can see, then click on the get started, start in test mode, click next and done. So this will create a default bucket for us. Till then, what we can do, we can add this Cloud Firestore SDK, accept changes. So it has been created, and Firestore as well. Cool. So now what we need to do, we need to add Firebase storage as well. So I'll click on cloud storage for Firebase, get started, add cloud storage SDK, accept changes, and I will minimize this. So now let me just walk you through the setup of the project. So we'll have two activities. First will be main activity, and another will be images activity. So in this images activity, we will display the list of uploaded images. We'll fetch them from Firebase, and in the main activity, we will have option for user to upload images. Let me just walk you through the layout. So I have already prepared layout for you, because it will take time to create this layout, but I have already added source code in the description box. So if you want to create same UI, you can just copy it from there. So this is just a design, and this is the image view, and when we click on this image view, it will open the gallery, and this one is the upload button and show all button. Cool. And let me just open this activity images layout. So same, I have this design, and then I have the recycler view. I also have the progress bar in the center here, and I have the progress bar. I have one progress bar over here, which I have defined visibility as gone for now, and to this as well. So this is simple UI. You can create it, but if you want, you can just copy it from the GitHub link. So yeah, we'll start with the main activity first, and we'll be using view binding. So let's just go to build.gradle app level, and over here what we can do, I'll just write build features, and in this block I'll make view binding enable. So click on true, click on sync now. As you can see, Firebase Firestore and Firebase storage dependency has been added here. Cool. So now we'll go to the main activity. So first of all, we'll set up the binding. So for that, I'll create one let init var for binding. So this will be type of activity main binding. This one we'll just initialize it over here. So binding equals to activity main binding dot inflate. I'll pass the layout inflator that I get in activity, and instead of passing this layout, I'll pass binding.root, and now we will create some late init vars for our Firebase related stuff. So I'll name it as a storage ref. We need to create one storage reference. Then I'll create one late init var for Firebase Firestore. Cool. Then I'll call one method which will be init vars. I'll create that method over here. So private fun init vars, and in this I'll initialize the storage refs. So Firebase storage equals to get instance dot reference dot child. I'll create one folder named as images, and below down that I'll similarly initialize the Firebase Firestore, which will be equals to Firebase Firestore dot get instance. So then I'll call another method which will be register click events. I'll create that method over here. So private fun register click events. He will add on click listener to our buttons. So for that I'll use binding. We have upload button, set on click listener, and below that we'll also have the show all button, which will be simple. We can just start the activity here with intent from this to show images activity, I guess. Yeah, images activity java class.java. Cool. So now we need to so what will happen when we, let me just open this. Cool. So we just want to upload these images to Firebase storage when we click on this upload button, but we need to handle this click event as well. So this click is on image view. I can just go to main activity, and I can have another on click listener on image view. So set on click listener, and in here we just want to access the gallery. So previously what we used to do to take images from the gallery, we would create one intent, and then with that intent we launch the start activity for result. So that was the old way. Now the new way is with activity launchers. Let me just create one activity launcher below here, and I'll show you how it is done. So down here I'll create one private val. I'll name it as a result launcher. This will be equals to register for activity result, this one, and in this brackets I'll pass activity result contracts dot get content, capital one, get content. Cool. So you can see we get URI here. This one is extra. Let me just remove it. Okay, so as you can see we get URI here. So that is the URI of the selected image. So what we will do, let's just create one variable here which will be nullable. So private var, let's just name it as image URI. This will be type of URI, and it is nullable. We'll assign it value null. Then when we get the URI from the result launcher, we can just set it to our variable URI, sorry, it. Okay, and we also can set that image to our image view. So set image URI, will pass it there. Cool. So the result launcher is ready. We can just go up here, and we just need to call this result launcher dot launch, and we need to specify the type. So we just want the images slash star, matlab star means all. So cool. Now we just need to take care of this upload button. Cool. So we can just create one method. So I'll call one method which will be upload image, and we will create that over here. So private fun upload image. So in here I'll write storage ref dot child. I'll use system dot current time in millis to string. So this way we will get unique value every time. So the image will have the timestamp name on it. So this way we can have multiple images in the same folder with different names. Cool. Then what I need to do, I just need to call this storage ref put function, which is put file, put file, and you can just specify the URI here that we get from the result launcher. So image URI dot add on complete listener. Okay, let's just see why it is giving us error. So yeah, it is nullable. We can't pass null value inside the put file, otherwise it will crash. So just wrap it with late function. Cool. Let's just start this in the next line. Okay, so now we will add on complete listener on it. So dot add on complete listener. Cool. And in this we get task snapshot. We can have one check if it is successful or not. If it is not, we can just display the toast, which will be helpful to identify the error. So this as a context, and then it dot exception dot message, and the next parameter which will be toast dot length short, and then the show function. Cool. We just need to add question mark here as it should not be null. Okay, it is asking us to, let's just rename this, just have task here. We can use this task instead of it, as we already have it here. Cool. And this will be happy. So in this if the task is successful, means if we successfully add image to our cloud Firebase storage, what we need to do, we need to get the URL from that image, and we need to add that URL to cloud Firestore. So for that, what I'm gonna do here, so in here I'll write storage ref dot download URL. So we get this download URL from storage ref, then we can add on success listener to it. So in here we get URI as well. So let's just name it as URI to avoid confusion. So now we will create one map. Let's just create one map. This will be type of hash map. The key will be string and body will be any. We'll map the URL. So I'll just name it pick. This will be equals to URI dot to string. Cool. And then we can just set this image to Firebase Firestore. Again, we'll create another collection here, which will be named images, which will have name as images. Then we'll use add function, and in here we'll pass the map. We'll add on complete listener to it. So add on complete listener. Let me just hide this project view. So again, we will just rename this as Firestore task. Cool. We can just check if the Firestore task is successful or not. We can have else to it. So else, in the else, similarly we'll display this toast, but instead of task, this will be Firestore task. Cool. And in here we can again display one toast with uploaded successfully message. Uploaded successfully. Cool. And after completion of this upload, or we get some error, we can just set our image view to as it is, as we can set our placeholder to it. So set image resource, and this will be r.drawable dot vector. Let me just show you that vector here. Yeah, this one, it is our placeholder. And yeah, cool, we didn't took care of our progress bar. So what we need to do, when we click on this upload button, we'll go to the upload images, and in here we can just make our progress bar visible. So progress bar dot visibility equals to view dot visible. We'll make it visible over here. let me just copy this and we will make it invisible over here, or we can make it gone. And again, if we get error with the storage, we can just copy this and paste it over here. Cool. So that is done for the uploading stuff. Let's just test our app, it works or not. So I have connected my device and I'll click on this run button. So app has been launched and we need to hide this action bar. We will do that, but let me just click on this and I will hide my gallery. Sorry for that. So yeah, it is working. Let me select any picture. Okay, I have selected this Game of Thrones pic, and if I click on this upload, as you can see the progress bar is visible, and we'll wait till it complete. Okay, uploaded successfully and placeholder has been added successfully. Let's just go to Firebase, and first of all we'll check our cloud Firestore. We'll also check the storage in the next tab. As you can see, images collection has been added, and with the add function we get this random document, and in that we have this pic map value key, and its value is this URL. Let's just go to cloud Firebase storage. As you can see here as well, we have one folder as images, and then inside that we have this image of Game of Thrones with timestamp written on it. Cool. So let's just minimize this. So this one is working. Let's just try to click on show all. So app crashes. Why? Let's just check why our app crashed. Okay, so we need to add this activity. Maybe I forgot to add this activity in the manifest. So down here I'll create one activity. I'll add one activity which will have name as images activity. I'll make exported false. Cool. So this should work now, and we will also hide the action bar from the values. Sorry, we'll select no action bar. Cool. Let's just try to run the app again. And if I click on show all button, as you can see it is navigating me to images activity. Let's just minimize this, and we need to work on images activity now. We can close the main activity. We just left with this activity images. So we will need to create one layout for each item. So I'll just click on the layout resource file. I'll name it as each item. Cool. And I'll have one material card view here instead of constraint layout, material card view. Cool. I'll give it height as 200 dp. We can work around that. Also I'll use some properties like for adding the elevation and all. I'll use card corner radius first, then I'll use card elevation of 8 dp. Then I'll use another property which is card use compact padding, as you can see. And inside this I'll have the image view. So image view which will be match parent, and scale type I'll give it let's say center crop, or we can give it let's just have image view here. We can give it fit xy as well. It's totally depends on you how you want your image view. So cool and cool. You can increase some elevation. Let's just try with 12 dp. So this looks fine to me. Then I'll go to images activity. First of all, what we can do, we can create one late init var for binding. This will be type of activity images binding. We will initialize the binding first. So activity images binding dot inflate. I'll pass the layout inflator. I'll remove this, and I'll use binding dot root. not recycler view root. Cool. So we'll require one adapter for our recycler view. I'll create one Kotlin class which will be, let's say, images adapter. Cool. And in this I will pass one list of private var of let's name it as m list. This will be type of list of type string. Cool. And inside we will create one inner class. So inner class which will be images view holder, and inside this we'll pass the binding. So let's just name it as a var binding. This will be type of each item binding, and this will extend or inherit from our recycler view dot view holder, and in here we'll pass this binding dot root. Cool. Then we can extend this main class adapter class from recycler view dot adapter. We need to pass this image view holder. Cool. Yeah, now I'll press alt control L to format the code. Then I'll press alt enter to implement these three methods that we get in the adapter class. Cool. So in the get item count, it will be simple. We just need to return mlist dot size. Cool. And in on create view holder, we just need to set up our view. So I'll create one var, or I can create one val. I can name it as a binding. This will be each item binding dot inflate. So layout inflator from parent dot context. Then we'll pass view group, and attached to root will be false, and this will return images view holder in which we'll pass binding. Cool. That is done for the creating the view for our each item. So I'll use width, in which I'll pass holder dot binding, and inside that I'll have another width which will be mlist of position. Cool. Okay, in here we need to set our image view with the picture that we get from the internet or Firebase. So for that, to load images from the URL, we need Picasso or Glide. So I'll use Picasso. Click on the first link, get the dependency from here, this one, copy it, and we need to paste it in the build.gradle app level, or you can say module level. I'll paste it over here. Click on the sync now. Okay, and here I just need to write Picasso. Why didn't I get it? Picasso. Let's just try to changing the version and sync. Cool, it has been synced. We'll use Picasso. Yeah, this time it is here. Dot load. We'll have that URL from this, which is a path, and then into can use image view here. Cool. So this is coming from this, and this image view is coming from binding. So cool. Let's just try to click on this. You will navigate to the image view. Done. So now we need to work on the images activity to get the images from the internet. What we can do, we can just copy this stuff from here, the instances, and I'll paste it over here. Then we can just copy the init var. We'll go over here. I'll create that method over here, and I'll call that method over here. Cool. So I'll also require one list to pass it to the adapter. So I'll create one var. I'll just name it as mlist, and this will be type of mutable list of strings. Cool. And here I'll call another method which will be get images, and I'll create that method over here, private fun get images. Cool. And in here we just need to use Firebase Firestore. Actually we don't need storage ref. Let's just remove the storage ref. Cool. So Firebase Firestore dot collection. The collection name is images. You can see it over here. Where here. Cool. So we need to get data from this images collection. Actually we don't have that use case over here, like fetching the images in the real time. So if you want to fetch images in the real time, you can use value event listener for that. But the structure of our app is like, when you click on the show activity or show button, then you navigate to this activity. So you just need to fetch the data once. So for that I'll use get over here, and then I'll add on success listener to it. So add on success listener, and in here you can see we get query snapshot. So I can just use for loop here for I in 8. Then I can just add to our m list. So I'll use mlist.add I.data, and again I'll use the map key, which is pick. I'll just convert it to string, and that's it. We are done here. So we just need to call one method from the adapter, notify data set change. So let's just create latent var or adapter, type images adapter. Let's just call adapter dot notify data set change, and this is giving us warning. Let's just add this lint. Cool. So get images is done. Now we just need to set up the recycler view. So binding dot recycler view dot set has fixed size. This will be true. Binding dot recycler view dot layout manager, we'll use linear layout manager, and inside that I'll pass this. Then binding dot recycler view, I need to set the adapter as well. So adapter equals to, let's just create adapter first. Let's just initialize our adapter first. So adapter equals to images adapter, and we need to pass the m list there. Cool. And we can pass the adapter over here. So yeah, I guess everything is done. Now we need to run our app. So our application has been installed. Now I'll click on show all button, and you can see one image, and it takes time based on your internet speed. So I'll add another I'll add like few images. Let me minimize that app. Cool. The Ghost Rider, yeah, uploaded successfully. Let me add another image. Let's say this nature image. Upload. Cool. So I have added 3 images. Let's just click on show all. You can see the 3 images, a Ghost Rider and this nature, Game of Thrones. Yeah, so this is working, and I will put source code in the description box. So if you have some errors, you can check with that, and if still your error doesn't solve, you can DM me on Instagram at CodingSTUFF070. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you like the tutorial, you can subscribe to channel and like the video. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.